Hi, I'm Freak Boy, and welcome to Freak Boy Runs. I don't know which way I got better light, I guess this way, I don't know. I'm here at my street light again, which is about to go green for me. There we go. And I'm just about to not just about, I got another 3/4 of a mile to go, but once I'm finished my warm-up here, I'll be starting my Tuesday threshold session. I'm going to stop underneath this street lamp here just so I've got a little bit of light. Just pause my watch. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing my threshold session today. Good morning. It is, you'd think I would remember. I'm pretty sure it's 2 kilometers at marathon pace, marathon effort. It's cool enough today that I think I should be able to get close to marathon pace. This unseasonably cool weather for September in Texas is about to end. This is going to be, I think, my last coolish morning. Is about 66 degrees Fahrenheit, right around 20 Celsius. Anyways, yeah, so it's get back to the threshold session, 2 kilometers at marathon pace, and then 8 by 1200 meters, which is like basically 3/4 of a mile at threshold, with 2-minute breaks are the way it's written out, but I think I'll do probably 2.5-minute breaks to make sure I can get down into zone 1 for my heart rate. Yeah, and I'm doing it on somewhat sore legs still. That 22-mile long run on Sunday, yeah, needed a lot of recovery from that. My hamstrings were pretty, I don't know what happened to the video there. Yeah, my hamstrings were pretty sore. Although I don't think they were, at least as far as I can tell. I should probably turn my light here a little bit so it's not shining in the camera. I don't think they were injury sore, more like DOM sore. Delayed onset muscle soreness, just sore from being worked out like you would get from the gym. That's what I think anyways. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on it in today's session, and first sign of trouble I'll stop, but as long as I'm feeling good, I'll keep it going. Anyways, yeah, I better get back to my warm-up here, and I'll pick you guys up somewhere in the middle, maybe the end, depends on how I feel. Okay, cheers. Just on my second rep, I wanted to capture the pretty sunrise. While it lasts. Some deep orange and purple fading into blue, reflecting off the lake with that fog. So beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna finish this one off and take my rest. Okay, just 2 more to go. Good morning. That's it for that rest break. So far, they've been pretty consistent. I can feel the hammy, especially the left, both of them a little bit, but especially the left. But taking a calculated risk, I don't think it's a problem at this point. Okay, no camera. Getting there. Just 20 seconds or so, I think. There it is. Well, I didn't really take anything off the pace today. I ran like I was supposed to, kept my heart rate pretty much exactly on target the entire way, including the recoveries, getting down into zone 1, so I knew I was well recovered. So you know, I was questioning this morning whether or not I should do this, and I suppose I could still come to regret it, because sometimes injuries don't show up until later. But it felt pretty normal today, so fingers crossed. I think it was a good call, but I gotta check my watch here. Pretty sure my other life, the life of work, is gonna get in the way here in the next minute or so. I gotta jump on a conference call while I do my cool down. So I'll probably pick the camera back up again for the tempo run here in a couple of days. Adios. I'm just finishing my 8th and final rep of the tempo run, which was 8 by 1 kilometer at tempo. There we go. Yeah, 8 by 1 kilometer at tempo with 1 minute rest in between. I'm only able to use the camera now. There's barely enough light, but there's enough light. I started early this morning at like 5:30 a.m. So quite a bit of the run, pretty much all of it, was done in the dark. It went really well. I was so worried this week about my hamstrings after so much soreness on that Sunday long run, or well, at least after the Sunday long run. But it was all DOMs. I think I said that already, but yeah, the legs are feeling remarkably good, knock on wood. This session was very even. I was talking when the last announcement came into my ear, so I'm not sure the exact pace for that last one, but I'm pretty sure it was close to all the rest. I started out with, the first kilometer was 5 minutes, and I was just kind of had to find my pace and heart rate there, and then I knew I could speed up a little bit, so all the rest were in a fairly tight range. I would say between 4:48 and maybe 4:52 approximately. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that consistency. Good morning. I'm almost back at the highway here, and there's going to be a lot of noise. So let's go ahead and throw you guys back in my pocket until we do that Sunday long run, which will be another big one. Cheerio. Hey, it's Sunday morning, and it's still dark out. Will be for probably like maybe close to an hour or so. I'm just about to head to the park, and I got my 20-mile long run, 32K. It's got 15K of hotspots in it. So it's a couple miles shorter than last week, and 5K fewer hotspots. So it should be a bit easier on the body. It's warmer though, so I'm gonna have to deal with that. Anyways, that's just a quick intro before I start driving. I want to get going here, get to the park, get my warm-up done. And then today, the intention is to try and pull the camera out a few times while I'm running, so I can, have some practice getting it in and out of my pocket and that kind of thing. So we'll see if that happens. Okay, cheerio. See you in a few. Just finished my first hotspot. It's a 5K hotspot. Goes 5K. Marathon effort. 5K. Easy pace. Not that easy. Zone 2, though. Felt a little bit tough today so far. We'll see how the next one goes. See if maybe I catch a rhythm. There were some balloons flying out today. It's a hot air balloon festival next weekend. So I guess there's some guys practicing. But they're out of sight now. Okay. Pick you guys back up in a few. Done 2 hot spots now. The second one actually did feel better. Although I did have a hill climb in there, which slowed me down a little bit, but the climbs are supposed to slow you down. I gained time on the next kilometer on the downhill. I think I'll keep this short. Keep my heart rate down, because I'm supposed to be having somewhat of a rest right now. So I'll pick it back up later on. One cool thing that I just remembered is that today is my 5-year anniversary of my running streak. Running at least 1 mile every day for 5 years worth of days, consecutive days. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that, pretty proud of that. Yeah, many days, I have to drop down to just 1 mile, and those are kind of my rest days. But my average, actually, because of how many miles I get in during these long runs and how much mileage I put on during the week when I'm doing some of those big sessions, my average actually over the 5 years is over 7 miles per day. So it's like 11 plus K a day. It's quite a bit. So anyways, I didn't want to forget to mention that. Good morning. Yeah, I'll check back in with you guys in just a couple secs. Wow, that was really hard. Just 2 miles shorter and had 5K less of hot spots from last weekend, but it felt harder. It is warmer, so that certainly has something to do with it. But yeah, I also think the fatigue is starting to build up a bit. I had to delay my threshold and tempo runs by a day during the week to give myself a little extra time to recover from that long run last weekend. And so it's only been 2 days since I did a tempo, so that's not ideal either. That said, I think my performance was reasonable. Total time, surprisingly similar to the last 2 times I've done this exact session, in March and in November. And I was 2 hours and 46 minutes, and I think one of those was 2:46 and one was 2:45. So and they were all real close, like March and November were 20 miles 0.03, 20 miles 0.04, and today I did 20 miles 0.06. So yeah, surprisingly similar. I'll have to double check what kind of temperatures I was running in before. My fueling was okay, but it wasn't perfect. I got a little confused towards the end, and I ended up taking my last gel too early schedule wise, but in the end it probably worked out okay because I took it shortly before I had to run my last hotspot kilometer up a hill. So I think I probably could have used a little energy boost for that anyways. And I would presumably have that mitigated a mistake like that in the race, because I would always have a few extra gels with me just in case I do something like that or lose one or whatever. My salt tabs, that was not a complete success either. I took the first one right on time, right at an hour, and then the second one I was ready to take it exactly at 2 hours, and I couldn't find it in my pocket. So I must have dropped it. It must have come out somehow when I was pulling gels out, or when I was pulling the other salt tab packet out. So that also I would mitigate in a race by having extras in my pocket. And I also probably need to put them further down in my pocket than where they were. I had them just kind of tucked in at the top, and that might have been why it might have just flipped out when I pulled the other one out. I'm not sure. But fueling okay, salt tabs okay, hydration was good as well. I wore my large-sized Camelback again today, and I surprisingly have some water left over that I'm going to be drinking here during my walk. I guess because I ran 2 miles less and 5K less of hot spots, I didn't need as much, but with the temperature, I'm surprised. I felt like I was drinking a lot. I was honestly worried I was going to run out. So I would say I did hydration well. If I've got enough water in my Camelback, it's hard to screw up hydration. As long as you've got enough on you. Because when you're thirsty, you drink. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty pleased. I have exactly 1 week left in the second build walk here, and then I start my taper a week from tomorrow. So I just got to hang on. My left glute especially got sore, not so much while I was doing the hot spots, but after I was finished and then doing my last 4K easy-ish, yeah, I started just really feeling it in that left glute, which I haven't felt much before, so I need to just keep an eye on it. I'll do some good foam rolling tonight, maybe even foam roll twice, and just yeah, not let it get away from me. So yeah, so I'm feeling good. Fingers crossed I can get through this next week. Any sign of trouble, you know, the smart move will be to bail, because honestly I won't be getting that much out of the speed work and the long run in this final week of the build block. I'll get some adaptation out of it, but compared to last week and this week, not as much. It starts diminishing the closer you get to the race. It's one of the reasons for the 3-week taper is anything inside 3 weeks, you don't get much at all for adaptations. So yeah, I'll try and do the smart thing this week if I'm feeling any issues. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. My arm's getting sore. I want to relax a bit during this cool down. Maybe listen to a little music and try and calm myself down. So as always, if you're enjoying the content, please do all that stuff. Like, subscribe, comment, share, go crazy, do it all. And you know, it took me a minute. I'm sitting here trying to remember my own catchphrase. Until next time on Freak Boy Runs, embrace the misery. Freak Boy out.